Right, welcome back. It's the 18th video in this series of advice. I think due to recent shortcomings of large gaps in uploads, I'm going to just turn this into an advice series. The aim is to do one every day, but in the event there's some sort of gap in it, the series happens again, I'm just going to start calling it an advice series. And if you do end up finding this advice helpful, please do drop a sub down below. Much appreciated. Let's get into it though, let me not bore you. For Christmas, recently acquired a book that I remember going big time, like a few years ago. And it was maybe during COVID, I kept hearing everyone reading about it, blah, blah, blah. This was before I started buying books for self-improvement. I just didn't have any. And my first one was actually Atomic Habits, which was a good book, but right now I've got this one. It went big a while ago and I never got around to getting it until my aunt, she saw it a little while before Christmas and she thought that's the exact type of thing that I would read. And well, she's right, it's great so far. And it's Mark Manson's The Subtle Art of Not Giving a, you know what word comes there. So, this lesson is sort of coming to you from me, who has just started reading that book. And it's all about when and what and who we choose to give a fuck about, because we care too much about small things that don't really matter, that shouldn't really matter. Now in the book it says that not giving a fuck is not being completely indifferent about everything. Someone who doesn't have any feelings towards anything in life is a psychopath, and wanting to emulate that would be weird. It's just someone who doesn't care, or no, isn't afraid of the repercussions, of the struggles, of the pushback, of the what other words you can find to fit into that sequence of words when they're going to do something they believe is right or noble. So it doesn't mean if you get cheated, I'm going to use the example in the book, his mum got cheated out some money by a friend. He didn't just sit back and sip on his mocha like he said in the book. No, he told his mum, no, we're going to do this, we're going to lawyer up and we're going to get you your money. And the part of him not caring, not giving up, is him not worrying about possibly ruining that guy's life over the money, because he believes this is what is right to do. He's okay that there will be struggle to go through the lawsuit. He's okay with the fact that they could lose and it could cost them more money, and he's okay because they could get blowback from this guy or whatever. And so that is in essence what it is to be someone who just doesn't really give a fuck. And I apologize if you don't like all the swearing in this video. It's hard not to talk about that book without saying the F word, but to be honest, I also don't give a fuck. My channel, speak how I want. And it's just me being authentic, because if I try and censor myself, it's just not really who I am. And anyways, I don't have to worry about monetization just yet anyways. So anyways, right, and that's what I come to you with. I cared way too much about everything when I was younger, and it really led to a lot of misery and sadness and just a whole host of negative emotions, right? When I was in college, and bearing in mind, this was from when I was 16 to my current age, right? I was to 18, so I'm 18 now, and I left college maybe, trying to think now, must have been maybe 5 months ago, 6 months ago, or 4 or 5 months ago, I left college, right? So from 16 all the way up until 4 or 5 months ago when I left college, I would literally go through thoughts like what I'm about to say in the morning. I'd put on a hoodie, I'd be like, I'm sorry, a really itchy nose today, and I'd be like, I think this hoodie's cool, but it's got a massive graphic on the back, and I don't know how people in my class would think, like, would they think that it looks stupid? Would they think that that makes me look less cool? Blah, 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 blah. And I'd have all that thoughts, and then I'd end up taking it off and I'd go for a plain hoodie, because I also like the plain hoodie and it doesn't make me think people are going to think I look stupid. And there you go. I cared too much about what the people in my class, the people in my year, the rest of the people in the school thought about the hoodie. And so I literally changed up what I was going to wear to school to cater to what I think would make me look better to other people. That in turn stole away my focus from more important things that I would have much preferred to have given a fuck about. Like the fact that I thought I didn't have very many friends outside of school and I felt a bit lonely. I'm so itchy. I don't know what it is. I'm sorry. If I go to scratch my face, I'll get it done quickly. But yeah, it would have been much more beneficial for me to put some effort, put some time into actually going out and finding like a group of friends through just mutual activities. Like if I signed up to some club outside of school, and I don't know, if I went and played in a sports club outside of school, I would have made friends through the fact that I just go to the same place as them, and then I'd have a friend group, and then I might have solved the problem of feeling lonely outside of school. Or if I just worked on reaching out to people in school, trying to set things up outside of school, you know, being that sort of leader. And I could have actually, you know, given a fuck about the thing that mattered more. But no, I cared too much about what they thought about what I was wearing in school. And so when I got home, I had homework to do, and I do the homework, and then after that, I think all of the fucks I had to give that day were literally taken up. And then I would just let myself waste away. And then that is literally how I wasted 2 years of my life. Caring too much about what other people think. And so I just want to bring to you the fact that you've got to, no matter how old you are, you've got to embark on a single journey, if not any others. And that is to become a person who mercilessly doesn't give a fuck about what other people think about these small, trivial things. You've just got to learn to also to just not, you just got to stop trying to give a fuck about everything. Find a few things that mean a lot to you, and then go and by all means care about those things. Care about something that makes you feel meaningful, purposeful, because that is a positive emotion that we should all strive to find. But stop worrying about these small, tiny things that really end up having no major impact on your life. A week in the future, a month in the future, even years in the future. Like, seriously, just try. Just try. And it's going to be a whole journey. And it is probably going to take you years to get really good at it. And just be comfortable with that. Just be comfortable that this is probably going to be a lifelong struggle. He also mentions in the book, Mark Manson that is, that I love it when I forget what I'm going to say as I'm going to say it. He brings about many points. Look, right, let's go into my own life again. When I stopped caring about what other people thought, it's quite a very liberating feeling. You feel freed. Being less worried about what other people think it's a big achievement in anyone's life. You know, I recount my mum saying that it's something she only learned how to do as she got older. Like past having me and my sister, when she was getting past those sort of times, is when she learned that there are bigger things to worry about in life than these small things and the views of other people on you who really play no major role in your life. And I've realised that I keep mentioning on a video that's meant to be about not giving a fuck about anything trivial, I keep going back to people. And I think that's because it was such a big thing in my life where I cared so much about what other people think. And I know that that's a problem for a lot of other people too. And this is a journey that I'm basically just starting, having read the book. And look, I'll even show you something quite nice that I got to go alongside it. So here's the book. This is the book I'm reading. Maybe this will be the thumbnail. Maybe I'll try and make that the thumbnail. And but I also got this book to go along with it. Now, I know it's backwards, I'm going to read it. It's The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. The Journal. It's a guided journal, and it takes you along different activities to help you in your journey of, you know, caring about the right things and less about the wrong things. And literally the first page, the first activity is called the warm-up. And it literally is just page after page after page of lines so that you can write out 84 things that you're grateful for. Because it says, learning to be grateful for the things you have in your life shows you how good you actually have things. And therefore you'll start to realize that you've got so much going for you right now that you don't really need to worry about those little things in life, because there is actually good stuff going for you. Then the bit after that is to make a list of similar length about things that you want to stop caring about by the end of the next year, so that you can highlight all the little trivial things or the big things in life that, you know, that you can't control, maybe that you just need to like get your focus gone from, so that you can just free up focus and fucks to give for other important things. And it's been a really interesting read so far. I'm really not that far in as well, so I'll probably have more to say after I read more of this book, but I'm on page 46 out of like something like 200 and something. But yeah, and remembering the thing from earlier that I meant to say and then forgot, reminded by something literally on that page. So that's something I'm grateful for, the reminder of an important point to this whole video. The book said things fall apart, and this is a subtitle to one of the chapters. And it says in the book that no matter what it is you're going to do with your life, there'll be failure, you'll make mistakes, there'll be struggle, there'll be adversity, and that's something you've got to come to terms with. A lot of people want a life, a good life, filled with everything you could possibly want, like good family, good house, good food, good health, a lot of other good stuff. But they think that they deserve it through like no struggle. And so whenever they do have a struggle, they start to have this sort of victim mentality, because they believe they should deserve good things without any of the hard work, without any of the mistakes to be made. Oh my god, sorry. There we go, right. And that's just not true. Everyone is going to struggle through something to achieve something. Nothing worthwhile having comes easy. If it's a good achievement, if it's something worth having, then it's only ever going to really come through hard work. I'm sure there are exceptions to that, like if someone wins big in the lottery, but most things, like most riches and wealth, will come from, you know, just going at a problem, solving a problem for like lots of people over and over again, through literal struggle, pain, hardship, adversity, until you find this solution that it's going to work on a large scale. Most knowledge, like deep knowledge you'll acquire, will come after many hours of studying a certain topic. And yeah, that's it. It's so freeing to care about only things that matter to your life, because then, you know, every time you have this thought about, oh, that's important, or oh, I actually do care about that, it's a good type of care. Like, oh, I care because it improves my life, not, oh, I care because societal values say this, or someone at school said that, because it's all BS at the end of the day, unless it really does have a long-term impact on your life. There's so many other little bits in the book that I could bring up, but I think I'll try and save them for another video, because otherwise I'll just be making a video on what I've read I've read so far in the book, and I don't want to do that. I wanted it to be my advice as well. So I guess my advice is to just maybe just sit there for 5 minutes. Think of all the things that you cared about today, yesterday, the past week, that really only stressed you out, not that just stressed you out, things that you thought about, that you cared about, things that happened, maybe a grocery store worker or something, or a waitress was rude to you, and you kind of took it to heart and got really annoyed about it and went back home and you told like your parents or whatever. Maybe something like that happened. I mean, something similar happened to one of my friends on the weekend. No, not the weekend. It was a little bit ago. Yeah, just like a bartender. It's just a little thing with a bartender, but he got really annoyed about it. Maybe something like that happened. And just think about those things that have happened in maybe the last week or two. And just realize that did not need to have such an impact on you then, because has anything drastically bad happened to you now because of it? I highly doubt it. And so you don't need to worry about those things. You know, you just need to like let them roll off. You like water off a duck's back. Okay, cool, it happened. Maybe you do feel angry in the moment. Just go, right, it's okay to feel angry about it, but maybe just laugh it off. Just laugh at it. Like, it's funny I got angry at that because it's really not going to affect me at all in the long term. So just accept that it's okay to have whatever negative emotional response you may have had. Laugh it off. Keep going. Find something to do that you care about. Give all the fucks to the important stuff. Go out there, live your life. Work on a goal that's important to you, and please, please, please just go and experience some stuff you want to experience, because we don't have long to live to experience all the things that there are to on this earth. And so don't waste your time caring about all the wrong things. But that's all I've got for you on this topic today. I really hope you do gain some value from this at the minimum, if even just one person realizes, has some sort of realization to do with caring too much about the wrong things, or how to maybe care less about them. That's all this was for. But on that note, please drop a like if you enjoyed the video, you gained value. Subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this, and comment down below anything you want to share with other people who will watch this video, because you never know, you could end up having a major life-changing influence on them just from a little bit of advice, and then I'm sure you would feel amazing for that. And then that is something that you should give a fuck about. That's it from me. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out, brothers.